Hey y'all, it's Rufio. I am a streamer for the 100 Devs stream team. 100 Devs is an online coding bootcamp and agency. If you want to learn to code for free in 2025, I'll leave the links to the description below. I started streaming in 2021, streamed off and on until 2023, took a 2-year break, and now I'm back. I stream about coding, various topics within that. I've done guest speakers in the past, we've done projects, and recently we've been doing Codewars streams. In this VOD, that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing a Codewars stream where we do two separate Codewars problems. The first one is a 7Q where we octothorpe or obfuscate the characters in a credit card number, or rather in a string that has more than 4 characters, we hide all of the characters except for the last 4 with octothorpes. The second challenge we do is a 6Q where we're trying to find an anagram. I struggle pretty hard with this, but we get there eventually. And my last thing I want to say is that I just want to say sorry. The beginning of the stream, I was using the wrong mic, and I didn't realize it until about 15 to 20 minutes in. So the audio is not great. It's really bad. I'm very sorry. It does get better though. Feel free to skip the first 20 minutes of the stream, and I will have that marked with a timestamp below in case you're like, Rufio, I really don't want to hear really bad audio. Understandable. I'm sorry about that. We also talk a lot. You know, we have a lot of fun, especially in the first half of the stream before my hopes and dreams are beaten down by 6Q and regex. But other than that, I hope you enjoy this VOD. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and have a good rest of your day.
Hi. What do you think of the Halloween music? I'm hoping by doing this earlier time that we can tap into some people who aren't in the Americas, and if it goes well, maybe we'll do like 1 week in the afternoon and 1 week in the morning. But we'll see. I don't know if I love this music. You know, I was like, I'm gonna do spooky Halloween vibes. I actually don't like Halloween, so I don't know. Are spooky Halloween vibes a good thing to do? I don't know. Probably, but not for me. I went to a Halloween party actually this last weekend for my cousin who really loves Halloween. And it's like you dress up, we do a costume contest, and then she likes to do a spooky activity. So last year we went to a haunted house, which was fine. When I'm doing haunted houses, I kind of just like react stone faced, you know, like I don't react. I just kind of turn off and walk through. I remember walking through and then being really admiring of their what is it called? Prop design. Like it was really great prop design. And so I'm just walking through a haunted house. I'm like, wow, this is just really nice. This is beautiful prop design. Would recommend. So this year we did a scary escape room, where escape rooms where you have to find the clues to get out or whatever. And it was supposed to be in a haunted house where a little girl got murdered, and they had a live actor for the little girl who went and did jump scares and things like that. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to not react to that because I jump when, I don't know. I guess you get jump scared also in haunted houses, but it was just a lot spookier for me, and so I definitely cursed so much, and we solved it, which I've never done before. I didn't do anything. I just kind of stood in a corner trying to be away from where the actors could show up. It was okay, I guess. Would recommend for people who like spooky things, and not for everyone else. Hi, Jojo. Yes, early stream because we're trying to make it more accessible. How are you? Do you like Halloween? Also, if I'm echoing, let me know. Do you remember last time when we got rated by 5 million people and then the stream was echoing, like my voice? That was so embarrassing. Would not recommend doing that in front of a lot of people. It's like, I've streamed over 500 hours. I should have this figured out by now. Why, in front of all of my friends, do I have to mess up like that? Okay, I don't know. I'm not feeling the horror music. We're turning it off. Not feeling it. Thank you. You love Halloween. Oh, Audio sounds great. You say as I turn it off. I can leave it on if you want. Maybe I'll turn the sound off for me, because I can do that. If that is what you want, let me know. I can turn it back on. Not feel bad. Here, we'll turn it on. Right, should we do some coding? That's what we're here for, after all. So, I was thinking we should do a Codewars. Surprise! Hi, Lark. Thanks for the sub. 39-month streak. Wow. I don't understand why you and Vanta and I don't know if there was anyone else. Why you guys kept subscribing when I was hiding in a hole? I appreciate it, but why did you? Why? Right. So I haven't picked anything yet. We just have it all set up. Let's do it. Most completed. Right. I don't know why it took so long to do that. Not trained on. And I was thinking we should try and pick like a specific method. Will it let us do that? Like a method that we could like look into. A method that I don't understand that well that we could look into. Like, or not a method, maybe just concepts. Because last time we did a hash map and I was like, I don't know what a hash map is. And yeah. Algorithms, that's probably hash mappy. And then just algorithms. Or like one that I kind of understand, but I haven't used in 2-3 years that I'd like to re-remember is map. And there are other ones too that I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. The real reason is, of course, friendship, and definitely not wanting to remove your credit card from Twitter. The power of friendship. Persistent bugger mathematics. Arrays. Hey, speaking of credit cards, we could do that. Let's see. Speaking of credit cards. Usually when you buy something, you're asked whether your credit card number, phone number, and answer to your most secret question is still correct. Your most secret question. Who has ever put it like that? What is your most secret question? What do you have inside you that is just like, that is so secret and you'd like to get out there? Secret and want to get out there. It doesn't make any sense. Regardless. However, since someone could look over your shoulder, and we don't want that shown on your screen, we mask it. Your task is to write a function maskify, which changes all but the last 4 numbers into a octothorpe. So this poor person's credit card information is up here. So that's cool. But we see the last 4. Last 4. 1, 1. Oh wait. So credit cards are normally like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 10. So this is more than 10 for sure. Why would it? So is it just like 10 or more maybe? More numbers and then it does that? No. What was the name of your first pet? It takes the first few away. No, Batman. Last 3 away. Oh, changes all but the last 4 characters into octothorpe. Thank you. I read that and I did not at all internalize it. Alright. I'm intrigued. Sufficiently intrigued, so there it is. Join me. And let's copy this baby. Description, examples. Right. Oh, man, I tried to do the control B. Alt B? Did I just do that? What was the secret? Shift B? No. I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry to open that up. Okay, let's make a new one. New folder. CC 2025. Loki almost wrote 2020. And then it's 10-8. So you watched this minutes you missed at the start. Did you dress as the K-pop demon hunter character for that Halloween you mentioned? No. No, I didn't because I was lazy. If I did, my hair would look very different right now. Control plus B. Control. Why does it happen every time? No, it's just Control plus B. Is it because I'm in the, Okay, it is. It's because I'm in the terminal, if anyone's wondering. Let's make an app.js file. app.js file. And then let's copy. And let's wrap that and comment it out. Save. What did I dress as? I dressed as a space bounty hunter. So, I mean, no, it's not a real character, but in April I did a murder mystery party where I was supposed to be a space bounty hunter. And so I bought all the stuff for it, and then it hit October, October, and hit this, what's it called? This party, and I was like, I could be a space bounty hunter again. And so I did. I was. Sorry you're late. Tried to run to the shop just before and got stuck in a long queue. That's okay. We're just chilling. A murder party where you murder someone? No, but I did just read a book about that. No, the murder party was the murder mystery, you know, like it's kind of like Clue, so everyone has a person and then someone is the murderer. And the problem with most of them is that you, what am I trying to say? The person who it is predetermined, and they want, the people who made the one I did, they wanted to make it so everyone could play, and the one person who bought the game didn't know who it was. And so it would be picked randomly by like a third party type of thing. And that's a cool idea, I guess. But it made me so mad because because nothing had to do with anything. So for example, we were all given scripts, and I guess the person who it was found out who they were. No, they didn't even know it was them. Or they did, maybe. I'm not sure. And then it was like, XYZ person just freaking died. Let's look at the med bay. What happened in here? No to this picture. And then in the end, the pictures and all of the evidence had nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Because it's supposed to work with anyone being the murderer, and so it doesn't actually have anything to do with it. And like, that's so dumb. And the only way you could figure out who it was you were given a script which you read if it was you were not guilty and if you were guilty. And the differences between the scripts were like slight words. So for example, say that we were in the med bay and I was not the murderer. I could be like, I wasn't in the med bay because I was at a dance party. And then if I was guilty, then the difference would be, I wasn't in the med bay because I was at a dance party with my friend. Like the differences were that minute. And I was like, there's no freaking way you could actually figure this out. Or, well, I say that, and then 2 people did. But, like, realistically, I don't think that's true. So I'm still mad about it. And I feel bad for the person who threw it, because afterwards I just, like, ripped it to pieces. And then I was like, Rufio, you should be a little nicer, because they did spend money on that and set it up. Rufio. I need a new mic. My mic is new. What's wrong with it? Do I need to turn it down? So, anyway, that was a side tangent about murder mystery parties. But really, if there is something wrong with the mic, let me know. We can try and work with it. My mic is brand new, though. Right. So, we're going to do our favorite, prep. So, P, parameters. Let's talk about the problem. What is it taking in? What are limitations it has? Things like that.
I'm so sorry. We've done literally 20 minutes of me sounding like I was in a shower. Yes, that was, Ren, it was all intentional. I was just wanting to shock you guys with how shitty it could be to how good it can be. Bruh. Okay, so, because y'all didn't see what I was doing behind the scenes. I did try and tell you, but plugged in my mic. My mic was plugged in. I went to my general settings. I'm on Windows, and it was like, the default mic is your mic. Good job, babe. And then I went to OBS, where I'm streaming from, or Streamlabs, and I tried to look at the mic that was selected, and it was for my shitty earphones, and it wasn't listing my actual mic. So I couldn't select my actual mic, and I didn't do anything to solve it. It just appeared. So I don't know why. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for telling me I sounded like shit. You're pretty sure every time OBS updates, some settings get changed. You know, it's keeping me humble. like I said, I've streamed for like over 500 hours now, and I still struggle with technical difficulties. Last time it was echoey. This time I sounded like shit. And honestly, I think I would prefer the echo than what just happened, but we live and learn. We live and learn, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Fucking hell. Love it. I'm still mad. Rufio, what do you think about FreeCodeCamp when it comes to learning web dev? Never done it. Probably a good thing. You know, it's education for free. A lot of good teachers put stuff out on there. I think it's good if you follow it and then you take the concepts you learn and make separate projects. Now, I say that, and in 100 devs, I did none of the projects, so I'm a bit hypocritical to be saying that, but I do think it would be better. You only use Windows for gaming pretty much nowadays. Everything else you prefer on Linux. Yeah, so I'm funny saying this. I'm really shit at computers, and I tried Linux, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. What is Linux even? So, I mean, it's probably just me being lazy and being like, Linux is hard. But I like can't you do with Linux where you make it so, like, things are separated? So, like, what would be my gaming laptop would be separate from, like, my streaming setup? That would be cool. The new version is significantly better than it used to be, but it still has some issues for FreeCodeCamp. What are the issues that you found? Like dual boot or like 2 users? Well, I mean, I don't know enough about Linux to say. Dual boot sounds like it. It wouldn't be 2 users. It would just be like I have access to both of them, but you only see one of them. You're learning AI, ML, so you have to leave, or no, sir, you don't have to leave. We're not doing either of those, but you're welcome to stay and hang out. If you don't want to, then that's okay as well. There's a downside to free resources. People value them that way. What do you mean? Your sad coding is dead. Coding is not dead. What are we doing here today? Do any of us look dead to you? We all code. Today we're doing... I need to like re-explain this because of the shitty mic situation. We're doing... Wait a second. We're doing this Codewars. Dual boot is like having 2 OSs, so you could partition one drive and have an OS or 2 separate drives. You could load Linux while doing programming and stuff, and the Windows when you want a game. Yeah, that one. Thanks for pinning that, Lark. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how to do it though. So this is a credit card one. We just made a. This is my coding challenges folder. Someone said that they saw so many app.js's, and that's because there's a separate folder for each day. And I've done quite a few days over the years, as you can see. Yep. And then this is our current one for today. Mainly that is written by people who are probably not great developers of things that are sometimes inversely... Wait. Oops, it moved. I started reading 2 messages. Probably not great at communicating in written English. You don't mean that as in English as a second language, etc., just that their writing is often not very clear and ambiguous. It seems like maybe a skill level, like you know how to do it, but you don't know how to teach it, maybe. Cost of something and the value of things are sometimes inversely related. You did a night school course once, and the tutor said that people who were paying to be there were often more motivated and focused than the people that were there just because someone paid for them to be there. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I did yesterday for the first time? I did trapeze, y'all. I only went up 3 times because I'm weak, literally weak. My arms are sore today, and it kind of ripped up my hands a little bit. They look fine, but they hurt. Anyway, I did that because I donated, and then they were like, you can come do trapeze for 4 free sessions, even though like I donated. And I was like, oh man, now I gotta go because I donated. And so whereas other things I'd like to go to, I don't actually go to, I donated for this, and so I did it, and it was good. I'm glad I had the, what is it called? Motivation to do it, but it's like you're saying, I went because I paid for it. And all this to say, I would not recommend paying for coding, but if you could find a way to motivate yourself to do it. 2 drives isn't too hard to set up, to be fair. Plenty of YouTube tutorials. If you code on Windows, you're a real one. Main reason you switch is because you're literally incapable of understanding paths and stuff. Really? Wait, how is it different than how is it different in Linux? You know, there's an AI for that. Apparently, you think there's an AI for it. Everything you think. Wait, there's an AI for everything you're saying? Yeah, and I think AI has its place. I use it every day, but I wouldn't be so pessimistic as to say coding is dead and there's no room for us to learn to code and keep coding and getting jobs in coding. I think the US economy is really shit right now, but I don't think that's because of AI. Trapeze, you clown. Oh no, that's an acrobat. Okay, so I go to this, and the people there, they're like, so how do you find out about this? I was like, Instagram, through acro yoga. I follow the acro yoga people, but I never go because it's for free, right? And they're like, do you have any gymnastics experience? I was like, no. They're like, do you have any dance experience? I was like, no. They're like, do you have any experience with the circus arts? And I was like, no. They're like, silks? I was like, no. They're like, hoops? I was like, no. They're like, okay, so just coming in completely blind, that's okay. And I learned that there's a whole freaking community out there of people that do this stuff, which I shouldn't be surprised, but like a bustling community of people who do, as they said, circus arts. And in my city specifically, apparently it's popping off in terms of circus arts. And I had no idea. Like, what? It's just, it made me think about, I've had this thought before, there are so many different ways to live. And people will do that, or they'll do whatever it is they're doing and super focus on it, and that's cool, but there's just so many different ways to do it. Like, I'm sure that none of those people I was with yesterday code. Like, none of them stream coding. Like, we're different in that way. Or, like, I like to travel. A lot of people haven't even been out of their respective countries or haven't been to that many. Or, like, they're like race car drivers where their whole life is doing race car driving. And it's just so cool that there are so many different ways to live. Have I tried agentic AI? No. What is agentic AI? Do I have any experience at all? I have no experience doing anything ever. You put Linux Mint on a separate SSD and it's great. You know nothing and it was easy. Mostly game on Windows. So what I want to know is, I have 2 terabytes in my computer and they're almost completely full. And I think I have a lot of big games, but I also have a lot of my videos on. And so I'm trying to take my videos and put them on a separate hard drive. But could I even do this Linux separate dual monitor thing if my hard drives are full of just, all the stuff? Good morning, Death Knight. It is morning for me as well. It is 9:30 in the morning for me. There's communities for damn near everything, the perks of 8 billion people on the planet. And how freaking cool is that? I just think it's so cool. And then a lot of times you can dip into that. Do I think I'm going to be doing hella trapeze in the future? No, but I'm glad to be able to try it. 3 more times that I paid for. Life is larger than we see. Yep. Oh lord, well if you haven't tried agentic coders, then you guess it makes sense to think that coding's not dead. Because let me tell y'all, oof, it's over. Well, I don't know. I don't know, maybe, but I say persevere. Hello, you've been programming since the late 90s and at home since the early 2000s. Hardcore, Wayne. In 2018, you switched to Linux to do web dev, and Manjaro Linux with XFCE does a really great minimalist Windows style setup. Why am I saying words that aren't there? Minimalist Windows style OS. Okay. Manjaro Linux. Okay. Maybe I'll have to try it. Maybe. What about starting with WSL to see if you like it? I have WSL on my computer. I've had either people on stream or people from stream help me set it up, and I didn't understand what was going on. But I do have it on my computer. Do you recommend playing with desktop Linux in a virtual machine or on a separate machine? Dual boot is just asking for trouble. I only have one machine though. Wait, no 24/7 trapeze streams? Well, so it was interesting because the people I was with, they all have these Instagram pages where they're doing circus art stuff. And so they filmed me doing it. I was thinking about posting it on Blue Sky. I don't look as cool as they do, but I mean, I didn't even know they were doing that. And they're like, hey, I have your first time ever trapezing on camera. And I was like, sick, thank you so much. I was just thinking about not dying. 30 hours of coding work in one session now, and that's only the beginning, apparently. If you get a USB KVM, what is a KVM? A K virtual machine? You can swap your mouse and keyboard and monitor between 2 PCs, and Linux doesn't need much at all to run. But I would need another PC. I just have my one laptop. I've been using it for 5 years now, which is crazy to think. But AI is still a tool. Someone needs to use it and verify everything it is doing. There will still be a need for coders who are skilled in the field. Like it. I like it. It's over if you want to work for the major corporations, but nothing's stopping you from coding your own stuff. One project might blow up. Besides, do you want Sam Altman and all those AI bros having their fingers in your code? Nah, no thanks. I mean, honestly, they're up in my code. I've used GitHub Copilot. I've heavily used ChatGPT. I use Gemini every day, but not for coding. Keyboard, video, mouse. You imagine trapeze like calisthenics. Probably. You want to send me a used PC right now? That would be wild. Streaming and getting a used PC out of it. It physically connects 2 computers to 1 mouse, 1 keyboard monitor, save space. Ooh. Oh, never use GPT. I used GPT in the beginning, when it came out. I used it heavily in my software engineering job. Used. Past tense. Past tense. Always opt out of training data. Use Claude. Even then, opt out, people. I don't know. There's a lot of shit going down. And, I'm not that concerned about AI. Maybe I should be, but I feel like there's a lot to be concerned about right now that is not that. If you're in New Jersey, you will drive to any police station and deliver it to me. That's how you feel about Linux. It is very liberating to not have Microsoft forcing you to obey. I live in Utah, sadly. Very far from New Jersey. Out of GPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, which one do you prefer? Love Grok giving Elon Musk shit, but I don't use it. I've stopped using GPT because it's such a simp, you know? You're like, man, GPT, I have a headache today. And it's like, oh, you incredible creature. Bless your heart. I'm so sorry you have a headache, but you're so brilliant for thinking to talk to me. And it's like, oh, shut up. You are the worst. So, not loving ChatGPT anymore. But I use Gemini primarily because Google gave it to my brother as a student for like the pro one for free, and so that's what I primarily use. Strong AI takes on chat this cold morning. True. It's pretty good, APU. How's it for you? Lol, simp. Tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me that GPT is not like a major simp. It's like you are just like the best person. You are so brilliant for asking that question. I can't even imagine anyone being more brilliant than you. And you're like, look, I get it. But please stop. Like, stop it now. Use a new GPT-5, but mostly to search online. It's like a better Google. Makes sense. I use a GPT on my computer sometimes, but not much. You start a new job on Monday? Congrats! Tell us about your job. Nah, you're right. Yeah. The old model GPT-4 was. The new one is more mild. That's good. Tech humor is great. That's why you're here, isn't it? To have fellow techies humor you, to agree on the simpy behavior of GPT. Very excited about it. Senior software engineer at a legal tech mid-sized startup. That sounds awesome. Which is right up your alley. You transition from law to engineering. Oh, hell yeah. That is awesome. I'm assuming it's not your first job in tech since you're a senior. You want to get one of those t-shirts that says, I'm absolutely right, -ChatGPT, because you always get it to say that. That's funny. You're absolutely right. Oh, no, 12 years experiencing. Yeah, that makes sense. Senior, 12 years. That makes sense. Yeah. It's crazy how realistic they sound. I've done the live talking with Gemini, and my brother pointed out that Gemini will be like, I have mine in like a British English or Australian English. I'll be like, Gemini, what would be something I said? I was talking about like nutritional value versus nutritional content with it last week, and I was like, what's the difference? And I was like, well, the difference is blah 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 blah. And I was like, but I thought it was this. And it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying there, you know. And it will say things like that. It'll be like, oh yeah, It sounds very lifelike though. It's very trippy. But I like it. I like using it. It definitely has my data now. All of them have my data. Except for Claude. I haven't used Claude or Grok or Anthropic is Claude, right? I haven't used a bunch of those. So, anyway. You worked at an AI startup for 9 years. Oh, hell yeah. Which means you were there at the beginning. You literally sent your DNA to 23andMe like an idiot. Well, you live and you learn. You learn and you're like, well, fuck. I haven't done the DNA thing, but my sister has, so... Well. When you started there, it was mostly tree-based models. So what do you think, APU? Do you think that AI is going to take all of our jobs? Or what do you think about like the progression of AI? I'm not really scared of AI taking all of our jobs, honestly. And if they do, I think that we'll be able to adapt, you know? My mom sent me, or my sister sent me something that's like, baby engineers are fucking up because they're trying to be engineers when AI is taking all their jobs. And I was like, I feel like this isn't really realistic, honestly. I don't think it's taking all the jobs. I think that engineers are using it. I think it's being employed in applications. I don't think it's taking everyone's jobs. And what is your studio, Hippo? Maybe there'll be a copy in the future, at least because you didn't have kids. No jobs will change. Agreed. You think the nature of jobs will just change? Agreed, also. You think there's a lot of fear mongering? Yeah, and I'm not sure what. Well, I mean, I think probably the reason is because, ¿cómo se llama? I think new stuff is scary, always, you know? And I think some jobs do go away. Like, for example, maybe being an ice cream man was a poppin' profession at one point. Who's an ice cream man now? A couple people are ice cream men, but not really. And that's okay because they probably got jobs elsewhere and did other things. You think this is just a transition period where you're trying to find the right use cases for it? Right on. There'll always be a need for software engineers. Yeah, news media fear-mongering is something you can bank on. You got an AI startup, it's deep tech. So, Hippo, what do you think of everyone in here saying that it's not as serious as you seem to be making it? Something somewhat unique to LLMs is that the potential is seemingly very high, but there's a lot of discovery to be done still to see what does and does not work. You're totally happy to have something that writes bipolar default code for you. You can focus more on features. What is bipolar default code? It's not as if it's a hammer and it's only used to hit nails. It's more like a puzzle piece and trying to find where it might fit. That makes sense. Yeah, again, maybe go into LLM models. What do you mean, Wire? That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I am not really that concerned about it. I'm more concerned about the economy. This is too early in the morning to understand this conversation. Sorry, chat. Relatable. Like programming AI. Oh, go into programming AI? Or what's it called? Prompt engineering? It's very much extremely serious. You'd highly recommend getting in line and following the trends, but critically thinking equipped. Oh, okay. I had to understand that for a second. Don't fall for the AGI promises anytime soon, but totally doable within 2 or 3 years. I mean, I hope you're wrong. If it comes down to that, I don't know. What are AGI promises, though? Right, should we do some coding challenges? Should we do this coding challenge? So, before we got hella sidetracked with shitty microphones and then it just kept going, we can talk about how we're going to approach this. So, prep. Parameters, return, examples, and pseudocode. So, the parameters, like what are we putting in, what are the limitations, etc. Return, what are we getting out? Is it a string, a number? More details about what we're specifically trying to get out of this thing. 3 examples, and then pseudocode it. So write out what we're going to do before we actually make the code, and then we make the code. I, for one, accept our AI overloads. I'm tired of humans. What are you doing here, Lark? There are like 30 of us here. We're all collectively offended. Aren't we? Aren't we collectively offended? Oh, we were coding. You're absolutely right. Where am I in my programming journey? Yeah, so it's complicated. I started coding in 2020, and then I got my first software engineering job in 2022, late 2022. Was employed there for almost a year, and then I got laid off. And then I was like, I don't know what to do with my life, and I'm depressed, and I'm gonna run away from everything. And then I did for 2 years. So I'm currently a property manager, actually. I don't do anything in tech except for stream and engage with the community. And I haven't been doing that until about a month ago, actually. That was like, the first stream was a month ago. So getting back into it, eventually would like to have another software engineering job, but I'm not in a huge rush because I'm financially stable. Always could be more financially stable, but I think I'm just kind of putting it off. I also feel like I'm a pretty shitty coder, so I worry about getting another job because I'm like, I wouldn't hire me. Honestly, I wouldn't. This is not for a class, this is just a hangout. So, for all we know, I'm an AI that was meant to look convincingly like a human. Could an AI do this shit with its hair? Look at this. What is my hair doing this fine morning? Ew, what the heck? I should just like tear my life into pieces. Currently, it's already doing 6 months of work by 10 people in 2 weeks using it only an agentic coder platform. I'm gonna have to look more into this agentic coder platform stuff. Ever thought about comedy? I'm really funny. Oh, stop it. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. I think I'm so funny. I have never thought about doing comedy, but I do think I'm very funny, as most people I think do. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Dark Synergy says, hey, do you remember me? Of course I do. Welcome back. A month ago. Holy cow, time flies. Yeah, right? Yeah, this is my 4th stream in 4 weeks. What the heck? Create a model to predict maintenance costs on your properties. Interesting. How would I go about doing that? Create a model to predict maintenance costs. Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely could do some projects with property management, but we do use like a software that people coded already, you know, and it works great. It's fine. Sometimes they do have like bugs. Like for example, if I'm making an announcement to all of my tenants, in a text box, I can't click, like if I mess up a word, I can't click on the word and like edit it. I have to go all the way, I have to like erase it to get to where it was. And I'm like, I want to like let them know and be like, hey, sorry, not trying to be that person. You have a bug here. Like this is a bug and I hate it and it affects me as a user. Thank you. Oh, come on, just gotta work at it. You're right. I do have to work at it to be a better engineer. But what I realized is that I can code, and having a software engineering job was great because I was learning how to do stuff better and getting to be a better coder. Y'all, my nose is running. And I loved it, and then I got laid off, and then I didn't do anything with it. Like, so, but before that, I streamed for 2 years, and I would get people in chat to help me do stuff, and that was great, except I wasn't actually super doing it myself, and there are a lot of concepts I just don't freaking understand, because I just glossed over them and used other people to help me do it, you know? So I've coded, like, a big project, you know, but it wasn't by myself. You're also an AI stand-in, Wire says. Become emo. Yes. I'm gonna dye my hair black. I do want to cut it though. It's looking really shaggy right now. I'm not a shitty coder according to you, but you're not AI to tell you how you think of yourself. If I am AI, I'm not a shitty coder, right? Level says, here's my take. AI needs developers. Most consumers of AI are developers. AI needs review. Engineers/developers are the ones to review. True. Software engineers become AI engineers, develop, train, and create AI-powered models, new tools. True. Vibe coding is useless without a review and engineer direction. Probably true. I'm not super familiar with vibe coding. I only recently learned what it meant, but before devs go away, we will see the rest of white-collar jobs being affected. Developers, engineers have many ways to reinvent. I like that. Hi, Blood. It has been forever. Hey, Brokey. Speaking of agentic platforms, Replit was ruined to convert it into that. No way. Well, an easy one might just be a linear model. A linear model. I have to try it out. I don't actually do any coding outside of these streams every week. I need to change that. I need to get back into it. Plot past costs. Try to use that to predict future costs. It won't be as accurate, but it's dead simple. Or predict the most expensive month your company spends on repairs. You keep inventory and parts. I do have a kind of inventory. I have an app that just shows what I literally have. This room actually is where I keep all of my tools and shit. So I do have it written down in a way. Probably could tap into that. Also, an AI would have fire eyebrows like me. So your suspicions are very high. Stop it. Thank you. I am not into makeup. I never have been, but I've always been into eyebrows. So thank you. More complicated, use random forest. What is random forest? Or yeah, what is that? Or support vector machine? Hi, Pumpkin. How are you? Sorry, I'm still scrolling. You know, honestly, you can learn more coding using AI too. You learn classes from AI, but you agree it's a lot to learn. Hence, using AI is great because you can't know absolutely everything. True. It might be practically useful. You can't even touch AI currently with Apple. Too many risks with security. Oh, really? Also, vibe coding is meaningless. You know a little bit of code, which will go a super long way. Vibe coding, if I remember correctly, vibe coding is you ask AI to make an app for you and it codes itself, right? Because if that is what it is, I also don't think it's that useful because sure, you can code an app in AI, but it's gonna have hella issues, and if you don't know how to code, you're not gonna know what the issues are. So I think that how I've used AI in the past is kind of as a senior dev, where I say, this is my code, how can I make it better? And it's like doing this thing, and then we work together on making it good, you know? But you have to have some base level of knowledge for that. Are we doing a Codewars? You just got here. We got distracted. We've been talking about AI. We will be doing a Codewars. But if you know coding frameworks and terminologies, then you can steer it much more effectively than just English code. I think you're totally right. Yep, hella wicked issues. Sounds like I gotta try Claude. Wait, weren't you telling me not to do that? Yeah, to get vibe coding to work, you usually have to wrestle it with dozens of prompts. Fresh water in shambles. Fresh water in shambles. So we back on a stream schedule? Yes. So this is what I'm thinking in terms of stream scheduling. I wanted to see how a morning stream would work because I've been doing it late in the evening, which makes it like impossible for anyone in the Eastern Hemisphere to go to because it's like freaking like in the middle of the night. So I wanted to see how this went, and I mean, there are like 40 of you here right now, so it seems to be going all right. So I was gonna do 1 week in the morning and then 1 week in the evening, and just like alternate weeks like that. But I would be coding once every week, and then hopefully everyone would get an opportunity to come to a stream live if they wanted to. Rat, you did not. Okay, Rat just wow, Rat just redeemed me speaking Indonesian for 5 minutes. So kita coba ini, okay? Okay. Rufio bisa ngobrol bahasa Indonesia, tapi sedikit susah karena kita ngobrol tentang coding itu, dan nggak tahu gimana bisa ngobrol di coding. Gimana itu? Susah banget. Opportunity-nya buat belajar bahasa Indonesia. Ayo, semua kalian bisa belajar bahasa Indonesia. Ada orang Indonesia atau orang Malaysia here di sini? Here itu bahasa Inggris. Itu kayak AI katanya. Ya sedikit kayak AI tapi bahasa Indonesia aku jelek banget. Rufio pikir nggak ada orang di sini bisa mengerti, katanya Rufio. Katanya Lark tahu cantik. Iya, cantik banget. Dia ngobrol Sims. Rufio sedikit Indonesia? Enggak. Rufio pernah tinggal di Indonesia buat 1 tahun. Rufio ke SMA di sana di Bogor dan tinggal sama keluarga Indonesia. Dan keren banget belajar sedikit bahasa Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia lebih itu Rufio. Bahasa Indonesia Rufio lebih bagus dari bahasa Spanyolnya Rufio. Dari Jakarta atau Java? Java itu pulau. Rufio dari Amerika, tapi pernah tinggal di Jawa. Dekat di Jakarta. Bogor itu dekat di Jakarta. Iya, Rufio dan Indonesia. Iya. Halo, saya Rufio. Saya dari Amerika. Tapi bisa ngobrol bahasa Indonesia karena pernah tinggal di sana buat 1 tahun. Jadi pertukaran pelajar. Saya Lark? Iya, kamu Lark. Katanya Bali tidak bagus. Lark pernah dengar itu? Iya bener. Sebenarnya Rufio nggak suka Bali. Itu ada banyak turis, nggak suka. Lebih bagus Kalimantan. Ada banyak orangutan di sana. Dan bagus Makassar juga. Ada Toraja dekat di Makassar. Itu keren banget. Ada banyak alamat bagus di Indonesia. Itu bukan 2 minut, 5 minut. Iya, pernah belajar gamelan. Pernah main gamelan di Indonesia, di SMA. Iya, ada 1 menit lagi. Itu gila. Gila ngobrol bahasa Indonesia di stream. Tapi kita bisa. Semua kalian akan belajar bahasa Indonesia. Itu kayak bahasa Tagalog. Iya sedikit, ada banyak kata yang ada itu bukan sama tapi sama juga. Itu saya Lark, kamu Lark. Saya Rufio, kamu Lark. Itu biasa ngobrol di third person di Indonesia? Iya, biasa. Iya, saya Rufio atau aku Rufio, kamu Lark. Kamu chat. Kalian chat. Iya. Okay, that was 5 minutes. What is the Indonesian word for integration? I don't know. I was not saying a lot of important stuff. Like, I was gonna try and engage with what we were talking about in chat in Indonesian. Don't know good enough Indonesian for that. So that's cool. You're an expert Indonesian speaker. So what I was saying is, saya Rufio. I formally am Rufio. Kamu, I fucked up a little bit because there are several methods of speaking. There's formal Indonesian and there's informal Indonesian. So, saya, I, Anda, you. That's very formal. Aku, I, informal. Kamu, you, informal. And so I was saying formal Indonesian I and informal Indonesian you, which is fine because none of you understood me, but it was not the best on my part. Saya Lark, Anda Rufio, aku, AKU, yeah. So if you want to say in Indonesian, wow, Indonesian lesson today, y'all. Cool. If you want to say I am blank, I am from blank, you would say saya Rufio, saya dari Amerika, I'm from America. But, so one of you asked if it was normal to speak in third person in Indonesian. Yes, it is. It's the coolest thing ever. And so my Indonesian name is actually Ais, because Ruti was hard to say. Ruthie, right? Which is my name as well. So I would, instead of just saying aku, I would say Ais ini, or here I would say Rufio ini. So, like this. APU thinks that's amazing. Exactly. APU will do that from now on. So will Rufio. You know, Rufio has always wanted to talk in the third person in English, but no one will ever let her. It's crazy. they think it's really weird. But she is so down with it. She thinks it's super cool because everyone knows exactly who Rufio is talking about when Rufio talks about herself this way. Eis, like your real name. Luis? Eis? Yeah. So Eis is a tribal name. It's from the Sunda tribe in Indonesia. And so they have the sound, which we don't have in English. Aku lar, kamu Rufio? Kamu, kamu. So if you're wondering why I can speak Indonesian, I said this in Indonesian, but I lived in Indonesia for my last year of high school. I was a exchange student. And I lived in Java, near Jakarta, in a city named Bogor, with a host family for a year. And my Indonesian is not great, but it is better than my Spanish. And that's basically what I was saying in Indonesian. Everyone knows who Rufio is talking about when Rufio talks about Rufio this way. Next time Rufio will say that. Thank you. Yeah, you're fluent in Indonesian now. I cannot believe you redeemed that. That was... I saw that and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm so fucked. Some questions, though, that I was answering that you guys didn't hear. Do I know gamelan? Gamelan is an Indonesian instrument. I do know gamelan because when I was in Indonesia, I was in high school there. And they were like, do you want to do traditional dancing? And I was like, no, I don't at all. And they're like, well, you could try playing a traditional instrument. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And that was the gamelan. So I always played piano growing up, hated it, but I was much more inclined to instruments than I was to... Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I was trying to show a picture of the gamelan to you guys, and I just, like, dragged it into my VS Code. How does that work? There we go. I will show you. So this is a gamelan. Like this, and then you hit it. Yep. So I did that, and then I ended up being in the newspaper because it was a white girl in the newspaper. You know, she was playing gamelan. What was she even doing there? What the heck? You know? And then you said that Indonesian sounds vaguely like Tagalog. There are a lot of similar words, but they don't mean the same thing. So yes, I agree with that. See what else I didn't respond to that you guys may have said. Indonesian, the hottest programming language right now. How do you swear in Indonesian asking for a friend? You say anjing. That means dog or, you know, bitch. And I have a story about that actually. I would have my classmates, they would say, they'd be like, blah, 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 anjing, you know? And I picked it up. And so one day I was like, blah, 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 anjing. And they were like, no, 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 no. Girl, what are you doing? Don't say that. And I was like, you just said that. And they're like, yeah, we know. But like, not you. So, it's like this. Anjing. Love this Indonesian code word. Okay, we may be a little sidetracked. Just a little bit. Hey Pinky, welcome. Welcome, and I'm so sorry for us doing nothing even remotely coding related. Thanks, Mr. Rufio, for the lesson. You're welcome. Thank you for being interested. Gamelan.jpg, the second hottest programming language right now. Yeah, we can do that again at some point, but... I feel bad that none of you understood it. None of you did understand it, correct? I asked if there was anyone from Indonesia or Malaysia, because Malaysian is pretty close to Indonesian. Hey DR3, how are you? Right. Right. I bet you no one else on Twitch is doing Indonesian unless they're an Indonesian. Wish there could be. It's like 11 p.m. there. Drew is fine. All right, fair. Are we speaking French here in chat? Google Gaga. The formal for saya you was the formal for anda, A-N-D-A. I never use anda or saya for that matter. I just use my own name. Or kamu. Okay. You popped in for the code, but you stayed for the Indonesian. And welcome. Surprise! I wish I spoke literally any French besides Je suis américain. Je suis un pomme. Je ne peux parler français. There you go. That's all of my French. I'm so sorry there's not more for that. Je suis Rufio. Rufio? Like that? Rufio? Okay. So, the code wars we're doing today is pinned at the top of the chat. Thanks to Lark. Thank you, Lark. Your English is very shit. France. Well, your English is better than my French, so. You heard it's one of the easiest languages to learn because it's gender neutral. What I would say about Indonesian being easy to learn is yes. So, like, for example, if I want to say, I'm going to the store, or I'm going to school tomorrow, I would say, Rufio akan ke sekolah besok. That means Rufio will to school tomorrow. Rufio goes to school yesterday. Rufio ke sekolah kemarin. Rufio to school yesterday. So there's no conjugation, and that's really cool. There is more grammar to it where you're adding stuff to words. I never actually learned any formal Indonesian. Like, I never took any lessons, so I don't know the grammar. And that's a failing on my part, like I'd like to. So I speak very high school Indonesian where nothing is formal or probably good. So it's like a somewhat simple language. However, it has nothing in common with English. So you're learning completely new sounds, new vocabulary, and I think that's really hard. I think it took me 8 months to get decent at it. My host family said it took me 3 months, and I don't think I believe them. Am I from Chicago? No, I'm from Utah. You're gonna try this in Python? All right. We're gonna do this in JavaScript, but go for it. Right, so I've talked about prep 2 times, and then I just go on freaking rants. Utah, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I suppose we have plains in Utah, but we have mountains too. A lot of nothing in the middle, though. So, seems like an interesting language. Well, if you ever learn any, speak to me in it. That'll be awesome. Dan, you missed the Indonesian. Should I make that redemption shorter than 5 minutes? Right. So, prep. Parameters. What are we taking into this baby? What the fuck is Utah? Relatable. Relatable. Utah is a state in the United States. Let's look at a map. What the fuck is Utah? Agreed. Utah map. Utah in the United States is right there. Indonesian is the new JavaScript? Indeed. Scottish Highlands is where it's at. Also true. Yes, so I live in this red. Right. So, what are our parameters here? So, we want to change all but the last 4 characters into octothorpes. It doesn't matter if we are given a number or a character, it looks like, because we see the Skippy and stuff. But what if we're given, like, what if it's like, okay, I don't think I think this was supposed to have, like, man at the end of it. So it looks like it also octothorped the space. We also octothorped spaces if there are enough of them. They butchered New Jersey on that map. It was a very technical map. We take in a string. Yes. We take in a string. That's a good thing to point out. But anything can be in the string. Octothorpe as a verb is next level. Utah's a place in Kansas, Japan. Yes, it is. It is. France is the best country in the world. You're from Marseille. Search Marseille. We are a dangerous city in France. I've been to a tiny bit of France in Andorra. I went into 20 minutes into France, and that's the closest I've gotten. Octothorpe is still English? I think so. It's a man at the end. Right. What is this returning? Returning a string. Wait. Yeah, it is. But the string must be octothorped. Octothorped. Except for the last 4 characters. Examples. Alright, so it's going to be called maskify. So we're going to say console.log maskify. And then we're going to have it take in, we're going to do this one. And then it's supposed to give us this. And then we're going to copy that 2 more times. One of these is going to be empty, and it's going to give us nothing, Jon Snow. And then I wanted to do also maybe the Batman. And then that's supposed to give us, I'm pretty sure I cut, well, this is Gamelan. I'm pretty sure I cut off some of this. So, wait a second. Batman. Beautiful. See ya, Dan. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, yes. I see what you're saying now, Pinky. Okay. Now let's pseudocode. Right, pseudocoding. So we're given a string and we want to see, I believe, we want to see if it's 4 or more characters. Or more characters. If not, return the input. If it is, give your food, now we can code. We're too late? No, not yet. We haven't done it yet, but we did start prep. If it is longer than 4 characters, then split off the last 4 characters. Take all the other characters and replace them with an octo. Replace each of them Jesus Christ, them with an octothorpe. Jeez, this is like killing me writing that out. Put the 2 halves together again and return it. How's that looking? Do I look like I'm missing any steps? Do I know ethical hacking? I know of ethical hacking. I've never done it though. What if the string is 4 characters? It will just return, if it will just return what was put in, I think. Is that right? Okay, so 4 and below, return string as is. Yes. Let me just clarify that. Return string as is. I think that should work. Do I have a gun? No, I don't have a gun. But justified question, being in America. I swear, sometimes I get the most interesting questions asked in stream that I, like, what was it last time? Or 2 times ago, someone asked me if I'd ever considered becoming a sommelier. And I was like, no? Not very American of me. True. You just know Americans, they like to shoot people. Just shoot. I think that's a little simplistic, but lots of Americans really value their guns. You're Marseille. Jesus Christ. I don't know what's better there. You say Marseille is nice, but not if people are getting stabbed. Right. Let's move on. Okay. So function maskify takes in a string. Then we want to look at the string. What is a method we can... Okay, before I go further, don't give me the answers, but give me hints. What is the method, though, for... Oh, we could just do dot length, right? We could do string dot length, and then that will... No, we will be able to evaluate that, and then we can put it in an if. If string dot length is greater than 4, I think that should work. No, we wanted to do the opposite. Less than 4, return string. Else, oops, sorry, baby. I think I like that. Else, split. MGN split. Yep, baby, I just want to look at this. Okay. So if we split, this would be splitting based on the spaces, right? Wait. Okay, we want to split it based on its length. Include 4 in that first. Like that. We want to split it based on its length. So how are we going to do it where we say, what am I coding? I'm doing a Codewars. This is the Codewars. Yeah, there you go. Is there a specific method to do what I'm trying to do here where I can split it specifically at this point where it has the last 4 characters? And then when we do split it, is it getting rid of some of them? Separator limit. You want to split the entire input string? Yeah, I want to split this from that. But I want to keep both of them. Slice. Mother trucker, dude. Thank you. I want to slice. Slice is an array method, though, not a string method. unless we turned it into an array, we separated each letter from each other, and then we sliced off everything but the last 4. String is a slice method? Really? Ooh, sorry. Slice string. Oh, indeed. 31. Oh. Let's go. -4. Dog. Oh my god, that's the thing we want. Okay, okay. So it would be string dot slice. Oh, slice. And then it would be -4, wouldn't it? But I want to put that into another variable so we can put it back together again. Because we've done that, but what are we doing with it? Because we still need to do the octothorping. So we're going to say let last for equal empty string. Last for dot push. We can do that, right? That's a thing. Can we do that? Am I doing with regex or splitting the string? I'm splitting the string. Push is for arrays. Thank you. So we could just say we could do this equals reassignment when we could do this. Plus equals. All right. And we're not done though, because we still want everything up to that point, and we want it. How do we do that? So if we want the first everything but the last 4, everything but the last 4, just leave the equals. Okay. Do I have a website? Like a, what do you mean? Like a portfolio? I do. Not a very nice one, but you can find everywhere I'm online in, I think my bio. I have a YouTube channel on a Blue Sky. I have a portfolio. It's not great, but. And then my GitHub should be there too. So if we do length -4, what would that do to us? Would that give us what we want? Let octothorped characters. Could we do octothorped characters equal string dot slice string dot. Can you have the link to my site, my portfolio? I think it's just ruth3.dev. I think so. So what I'm trying to do, Pumpkin, is I'm trying to get everything but the last 4 now. And I thought maybe I could do that with length -4, but I am not sure. String.length.slice? Nah. You host it yourself? I think it's hosted on Netlify. Starting from index 0 to before last 4. So would we do string.slice 0 -4 like that? Why is the minus doing stuff like that? Let's try it out. All right, fair enough. Just gonna grab this one. And this is run.js. It just lets me see. It's undefined. Let's console log this baby. It's not returning anything, so that would make sense. We're just gonna console log this baby. Oh yeah, okay. No, 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 no. It worked! Let's go. Okay, we know it works now. And then I think we can do replace, right? Replace. Hey, that's my name. Replace, but we want to replace everything in this string with an octothorpe. Would we just do I? No, there's no I. It's not an array, right? Not regex. God, are we gonna have to do regex in this thing? Star? Would that work? Octothorpe characters dot replace star with. Nah, that's not a thing. Right? Right? Not a thing? Gross. As a period? No. Because that, look, it's not turning a color. What is this? This? Maybe this money ampersand. That doesn't look like it would work either. Question mark. Oh, because I gotta do this. This is how often I use regex, y'all. Which is to say, I freaking don't. Like that. How old am I? 27. Not like this? I'm curious to see what this would do, though. Can I do it? It hated that. What did you hate, my love? You said maybe we could do this? No. Or you saying do this? No. Unterminated regular expression. Unterminated. How do we terminate it? Oh, I got it. Okay. This grabbed the very first one, and the other one didn't grab any of them. So we're sort of on our way. What was it? It was this? What did it do? Replace all. Thank you. I didn't like it. Called with a non-global regex argument. Or add a G after the slash. Which one? This one? This is what coding is. Alright, alright. Looking pretty good. Cannot believe I just voluntarily did freaking regex. Hate that, thank you. And then... So what I'm thinking now is, do we need octothorped characters, or could we just have this be string and then add it to last four? Do we need the parentheses? Unsure. Let's try. Wait a second. No, you're right. Thank you. It wasn't that bad. Regex makes me want to throw up. I may be exaggerating a little bit. Right, we have both of our things that we want now. We've got the Octothorpe characters and we've got the last 4 and we want to put them together. Can we do that? Join? No, not join, I think. Add. Oops. Add string. Nope. Did we account for the string with a space? What do you mean? This, all of the character, even the spaces are supposed to be included. Are they not? Wait. We can see. Sorry, I capitalized. Right, this looks like the same amount, so that looks fine. Oops, didn't want to click that. I want to put them back together again. String. Put them back together again. Join. Join is just an array method, isn't it? Yeah. We can't plus equals 2 variables. Can I add? Because it said it was set. Add string. Add method. Add like numbers. Like octo. I just don't think this is the right format for this. Characters dot add last 4. Yeah, it's not a function. Can you do that? Okay, let's try. Plus last 4. But we need to return. No. Can we make it into a new variable? Put it in, would we, but if these are variables, would we need to put them in strings? Would we need to make this a new variable? We don't have to. But we did return it and it gave us not the answer we wanted. See? It's like it got rid of everything. Everything we did. It didn't even matter. You try so hard. What if we did make it in let our const final answer final answer equals return final answer? You're right. You're right. That didn't do anything. Return it out of the else? Mm-mm. Isn't replace all returns a new value? What do you mean? For the replace, you're not reassigning it, so I should be? Like, can I do that to Octothorpe character cares equals? Like that? Oh, okay. Wait, explain that to me, please. I want to know if putting it out of this will change anything. Doesn't look like it. Octothorpe cares. That's our new ¿cómo se llama? Foundation for coding. We care. Octothorpe cares. You're replacing it by throwing it out the window. You gotta put it in the bucket to return the bucket. Gotcha. And then how do we feel about putting this inside the else versus outside the else? Inside if it works. And it does appear to work. Let's get the other console logs up in this bitch. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We could also just do one and take the else out. That's true. Are there any advantages to doing that? You're totally right. You'd personally put outside since you declare the variables outside the if statements. Scope? Scope stuff? I think how we have it looks fabulous. With getting rid of the else. That's because we are fabulous. We're beautimous, as my dad would say. My dad likes to be like, wow, you look so beautimous today. Thanks, Dad. I love looking beautimous. Makes code less tabbed. Gotcha. Let's see if it works. It worked! We're the best! Beautimus, like beautimus. I don't think it's a real word. So I think you can spell it however you want. Yes. We're the best. Yes. We're the best. We're very satisfied and we're the best. We're the best. Right. Hello? Coding challenges are boring. Well, I mean, to each their own. You don't have to be entertained by them. I think they're alright. Handshakes all around. Right, so we can see that it is unstaged. We're gonna add it to our stage. Git add all. Yes, my love, it's okay. And now, if we do git status, we'll see that it's green. Oh yeah, it's staged. Now we're gonna say git commit -m add coding challenge for 10/8/25. And then git push. If we look at our favorite GitHub, there won't be anything until... No, wait. JK? Yes. Yes. I said yes. Yesy. How anticlimactic. Jeez. Beautiful. Purpose is not to entertain. It is a little bit. I mean, I'm entertained. Should we do another one? Or do one on chat? That was so beautiful. So beautimous. Aren't you entertained? Entertain us. Do you guys still hear the music? Let's do another. Pumpkin, you're insatiable for the coding challenges. I love having you here because you're right there alongside me. No music? It's playing. Interesting. Once we changed our terrible mic, you can hear music? Oh, really? Okay, well, I'll leave it on then. It's playing, but I can't hear it. Oh, I guess I turned it off for myself. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, I can hear it. Never mind. Oh, yeah, wait. You hear it. How's it now? It looked like on my little bar that it wasn't playing loud at all. Now look, it looks pretty high. How is it comparatively to my voice? It's fine. Is it too loud? Should I turn it softer? Really subtle? Okay, that's what I'm going for. Subtlety. Alright, cool. Let's do another one. It's perfect. You're perfect. We, collectively, are perfect. Let's do this one since I appear to have half-assed it. Right, so what day should we do? That isn't today. Should we make it look like I was doing stuff on July 31st? Maybe. I was totally doing stuff, for sure. In December? What? But December, I can always actually code in December. 1969. Then I won't see it in my last year. It's gotta be this year or in December of last year. Did I do anything in 2024? Oh, I did actually. Weird. What was I doing then? July 4th. Alright, that'll be like right here, huh? Here? Yep, right there. That works. Alright. What did I rename it? Where is it? Where did we put it? Wait a second. Why is this red? Get status. Yeah, why are you red? Silly. There it is. Alright. American Independence Day. 774. App.js. Beautiful. Fantastic. Marvelous. Wonderful. Alright. Does anyone want to pick one? Or should we just do it the same way we did the last one? You had my video on Backdating kept open for about 3 months straight. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Like 07 instead of 7? Would you prefer I write it that way? I haven't been writing the other ones that way. Before we move forward though, I gotta stretch out my leg. My leg has been granny type shit. You're only asking, you're curious. Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of how Americans do it. Like, for example, month, date, or day, year, as opposed to day, month, year. And then I think the 0 in front of whatever it is kind of the same. Are y'all stretching out your legs? You should be. I don't know how to use that format. How do I do it? Do it. You got a sweater. It's chilly. Ooh, I got a long sleeve shirt. Can you read it? Can you read it? Wait a second. There you go. I got it from Japan. Okay. Stretch the legs. Yeah, I think it's great. I also, I got it because of the back actually, which, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Because I was depressed in Japan and we kind of have the same hair as the melancholy girl. I am the melancholy girl. I haven't been very melancholy though. Ow. My hip. I know I'm getting old. Melancholy, but I'm saying it funnily. Melancholy. My hip still hurts, it always hurts. That's why I'm secretly stretching. I wish I could extend my leg more than this, but I cannot. I have no flexibility. Okay. Do it. Time to start me in a daily stretch routine. You're probably right. Probably right. Oh, it's completed. That was a 7Q. Do we go 8 or do we go 6? I know what Pumpkin's gonna say. I knew it. I knew it. Am I surprised? 1Q. No. No. I will cry. Can't believe I'm voluntarily doing another 6Q. Okay, this one has a funny name. I like its name. Persistent bugger. Write a function persistence that takes in a positive parameter num and returns its shut all the way up. Multiplicative persistence. Multiplicative. That's kind of fun to say. Multiplicative. Ooh. Brother, ooh. Which is the number of times you must multiply the digits in num into... Brother, ooh. Smells like recursion. I hate it. I don't want to do this one. I like its name, but... Multiplicative? Regex first and not recursion? You guys actually want to do this one? What is it saying to us? Multiplicative persistence. How many times can you say that? Lol, no. Okay, fair enough. As long as you're saying multiplicative at home. What about this one? Pengram. It's a sentence that contains every letter of the alphabet at least once. Oh, I heard of that. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Given a string, this seems regexy, doesn't it? Detect whether or not it's a pangram. Doesn't it? Because we have to go through all letters of the alphabet. Finds fun word and says it several times and then immediately quotes popular meme again and again. That was a wonderfully neurodivergent 10 seconds. Thank you. It's a fun word to say. It's a good one. There would be regex, but we could do it. But do we want to do it? You know, I never work out, and so hanging on a trapeze bar like hurts. I'm like sore. It was 3 times. It can be done without any regex. Do we do it? Do we Darth Sidious this shit? Oh my god. Guys, do you remember who we raided last time? She was a super cool person, Hyper Game Dev. But I was in chat and I quoted Darth Sidious and then everyone was like, yeah, by the way, we freaking hate Star Wars. And I was like, I'm here with haters. No one likes Star Wars here. And it was so sad. So please tell me someone here likes Star Wars. Hey Sloop, thanks for the sub. It just makes me want to cry. I don't even like... I wouldn't say I'm like the hugest Star Wars fan, but I like Star Wars. Like, thank you, Surly. It was so weird being a minority in that. Everyone was like, yeah, Star Wars is mid. Okay. Especially when Captain Picard says early grey, hot. Hold up. Who's that? Who dat? I mean sand, am I right? It's coarse. It gets all over. Speaking of which, you have some Earl Grey tea bags. You were trolling me. Good, good. I have some Gatorade. Click train button. Oh. Stop trying to keep us on track. I am sus of this problem. Muse bottle? Yeah, it's covered now, but Muse. And this one's funny. Right. Thank you. Thank you for pinning that. Pengram, pengram, pengram. Is pangram. Okay. Oh. I have to sneeze, but I'm not gonna be able to. Okay, it's fine. We made it. We made it through. Ooh. Made me cry though. Okay. Sneeze. It's gone. It's gone. But I did need to do it. Let's do the parameters. So we will be given a string. We will ignore nums and punctuation. Anything else in terms of parameters? I literally like have some tears in my eyes from that almost sneeze. That's cool. Have you guys ever heard that you can't like keep your eyes open when you sneeze? Length? What do you mean? Needs... Well, it doesn't need to be a certain length because if it doesn't fit the requirements, it will just be false, right? Don't cry, Rufio. I'll try not to. I think this is it. It will return a Boolean value. T or F. You know I tried so hard. In the end, it didn't even matter. E. Alright, console. Did they not... They didn't give us any examples for me to steal. Those meanies. Alright, is pangram. Just have to make them up. Oh, they gave us one. Okay. So this is a pangram, and it will give us true. There should be tests with examples. Should we try and tap into that or make our own? So, empty string will be false, yeah? There's like 3. No. Down here? Oh, yeah. I never look at this. Let's do the, this is not a, actually, let's do this one. Oh, because it's missing Z. Oh, it has a space there. Okay. Pack my box with 5 dozen liquor jugs. Interesting. Never heard of that one before. All right. I think that those are beautiful. Pseudocode. Okay. Let's make a decision. Are we regexing this shit or not? Yay, nay. Glybe jocks quiz nymph to vex dwarf. Regex. 1 for regex. Sorry, just let me... Sorry. No regex. Okay. We need a tiebreaker here. What are we making? We are doing a coding challenge you can find pinned at the top of chat. Make a poll. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. It's so important. What am I doing with my life? Wait a second. I was making a poll. The music that's playing right now is from Outer Wilds, and it's supposed to be DMCA free, and that doesn't sound DMCA free to me. I'm a little sus. Maybe we'll skip it because I'm a little... Wait, this is still Outer Wilds. I'm sus. This is still Outer Wilds. I'm worried. Alright. Alright. I'm starting the poll. Vote if you care. If you don't have to, I guess. Vote, vote, vote. The voting is commenced. Am I new to coding? No, I'm not, but I'm not a very good coder. I started coding in 2020. I got my first job as a software engineer in 2022. Worked there for about a year, and then I got laid off, and then I haven't touched coding in 2 years until a month ago. Can I explain what is monad? No. Can you explain what is monad? All right. The answer to the votes are no regex. So use a hash map to do it. It always comes back to me. And by me, I mean the hash map. I am a hash map. It always comes back to the hash map. It will haunt me in my dreams. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Hash map is always the answer. Alright. If we're gonna do... and then let me just... Before we start again, just a reminder. Don't tell me the answer. Help me get there. Let's look into hash mapping before we try and do it again. Hash map, hash map, hash map, JavaScript. Hash map, hash, that's not a hash map. I don't want to look at this AI. New map, new map constructor? I don't know this constructor. What the heckaroonie? Map object? Docs, is that what we're talking about? Map object. Map object? It's back. This is the thing we want. This one? I've never seen this before in my life. Well, I did ask. That's why we looked it up, right? The map object holds... Is this new? Is this new as of 2 years ago? Yes. You can just let map equal curly brackets. Yeah, that's what I recognize. It's not new? How would you explain I've never seen it before then? How would you explain that? Checkmate. Okay, so it holds key value pairs. And we can insert occurrences of all characters in our string. I mean, if you put it that way, then yeah. Okay, alright. I'm thinking in my brain. So, we are going to make a map object. Then we are going to iterate or make a for loop in which we will iterate through our whole shebang string. If it is a new... Wait, we also make our string lowercase, okay? because like this counts even though it's a capital T, I think. If it is a new, character, insert it as a new key value pair. New key value pair in the thingy. If it isn't, add it to the existing one. No space makes your OCD go crazy. Oh, it's probably even worse that it's inconsistent, right? Nice catch, Rufio. See, you're a good coder. Stop it. I'm not. You never will make me one either. This is my life forever. Okay. We'll add it to the existing one. And then we want to ignore the numbers and the punctuation. So do we add the numbers and the punctuation to the hash map? The length of map must be 26. Okay. So, length must be 26. Well, even if my life depends on it. Or not, I guess. Wait, so the 26, do we try and take out if it's a number or a space or a like punctuation, do we try and take that baby out? Alex, we voted on No Regex though. How are we doing this without it? And CPP, what is CPP? Then just use a lot of ifs. Oh no. Arnar! What do we do? Oh, C++. Gotcha. Yeah, but this is JavaScript. No to the lot of ifs. Cut my life into pieces. So, but we do need to, before we, or can I use a substring technique, like looping through? Well, so probably, but we're trying to pseudocode it. I guess I did say a for loop. Okay, substring. Substring. This one? This one that is deprecated? Or is it this one? Looks like it's this one. Oh my god, we could have used this for our last question. We could have done that. Oh my god, we could have done that. Oh no, another little happy accident. Who knew? It's okay. So in the for loop, are you saying that, would we put it here, say, if it is a num or, oh my god, hi raiders, hi, 46, dog, that's crazy. How was your stream? Everyone say hi raiders. Hey everyone who was here before, go check them out. Thanks, Ed. What were y'all doing in chat or in your stream? It went well, just remaking a website that you made. What was the website? What did you use to make it? Or remake it, I guess. We are doing a coding challenge, which you can see pinned at the top of chat. We're doing it in JavaScript, and it's a pangram. Thank you for the raid. Love to have all y'all here. The previous version was a pile of awful JavaScript, and the new one is in Go. Why did you pick Go? I relate to the pile of awful JavaScript. You can do character dot to lowercase is not equal character to uppercase. Hold up. Wait a minute. Why does that work? So for the readers who don't know what's going on, we are pseudocoding right now before we get into the actual coding. So we've got a pangram. So we're trying to look through a string and we're trying to see if every character occurs like once, and then that will make it a pangram. But we're trying to exclude numbers and periods without using regex. So that's where you caught us at. So character dot to lowercase is not equal character to uppercase because number doesn't have an uppercase challenge version. So it would just get rid of it since we tried to do that. It's a good challenge. Yeah, I'm allergic to hash maps, and here we are doing another hash map, so that's cool. That's fine. We actually did one last week too. It just keeps happening. I must understand it. I think I'm understanding it more than I was last week, actually. Oh, I thought you were telling me that I did understand. I was like, stop it. Thank you. I do, maybe a little bit. Yes, I do need to learn hashmap though. You're right. It would be false if it's not a letter. Okay, so that begs the question. So if this was the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog period, that would still be a pangram though. And so if I'm understanding you correctly, that would, if we put like dog period, it would return this as false, right? And we don't want that to happen. We want to just ignore that baby. Or we want to chop it out. Or do we just give in and do regex, even though we voted not to? You check one character at a time, and if it's true, you add the character to the map, otherwise just skip it. Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Quentin says regex is always the safest option, but what about people who are stubborn? What about for those people? First you have to check if it is the wait. If it's the alphabet, insert it in hash map. Okay, I feel like I'm tripping reading your message, Dixis. Wait. Check if it's the alphabet. Then insert it in hash map. Okay, I don't know if I can even parse this. Where are we stuck? You're doing your nail tips off. Alright. We're stuck on the punctuation and the numbers. How do we get rid of those babies? People who are stubborn are probably still employed. Wrong. I got laid off 2 years ago. I'm sad to prove you wrong. Not because of regex, though. True. That's true. It wasn't regex. You start looping over the string, then check to see if the character is a letter. Then if it's a character, write it into map. Okay, I think I'm understanding. So we're gonna say, are you a letter? If no, throw it away. And then, yep. How are we going to determine if it's a letter? That's a good question. But I think there was a hack that Olex put in here with a 2-up. Here, I'm just gonna reply to this comment. This one. That might work out for us. There are inbuilt functions, such as cut my life into pieces. We are not actually coding it though. So find a way to figure that out. Beautiful. Right. Inbuilt functions to check for alphabet. Google it. Wow. Without regex, baby. Without regex. We're gonna die on this hill. Which key code use char code at? If you're not mistaken, JavaScript doesn't have one. Char code at mdn char code at. Wait, char. Oh, look, we know that thing. This is tiny. But does char code? It doesn't have punctuation and stuff, does it? Just do the lowercase thing. Alright, I'm seeing the JavaScript hate. Fair enough. It's the only language I know though, so that's why we're doing it. So doing the lowercase thing. Lowercase thing. How did I lose it? Okay, we're copying it. We're still doing pseudocoding, just so you know. First, check in the problem statement to see if there's any occurrence of non-alphabet. Hi, Fawn. Thanks for hanging out. We love our raiders. Wait, you mean in the problem? We do. It says ignore numbers and punctuation. So could we theoretically just have it be in the hash map and just like not care? Then you have to use 26 if statement. Would that be better? To check the count of all individual characters. So, help me out with this. Couldn't it theoretically, like this is 26 characters, so couldn't it be fine with that? We're not using 26 if statements. What? You know what? We hate regex so much, we're doing 26 if statements. Fight me. You've seen worse. Oh god. Y'all, I feel like it's coming down to it. We might have to use regex. We might have to do it. You would use an unordered map. And why is that? Not an optimal approach. It will do the work, but a recruiter will want you to know such concepts. How can it be worse? 26 if statements? Characters can be associated with hex if you wanted to use a loop instead of if else. I actually have the loop in here. You would store the characters in the key and the counter of the character in a value, which we actually do have here. It's down here. But we're just trying to, because we want to see if each letter occurs once. But we also want to ignore the punctuation and numbers, if applicable. You have an idea, but I'm not going to like it. Is it regex? 3 people voted not to use regex, y'all. It's not that tough a question. I mean, it depends on the person, right? 6 Qs are pretty tough for me. I'm legitimately like... This is another video game soundtrack. I swear, if I get like copyrighted... Ugh. How many leak code have I ever done? I think I've done 2 leak code. Ever. The whole problem is just one map, one for loop, and one if statement. Okay, where does the if statement go? If, or this one? This one? Yes. Like I said, I have not coded anything for 2 years until a month ago. So... Why don't we make an object with all the letters, and I set to a key, set to 0, iterate over the string. If it's a letter, plus it to the alphabet object. If there are any zeros in the object, return false. What do we think about that, as opposed to the other thing that we were doing, which is this, I think? I think it's better to just create a map on the fly and check its length in the end. Okay, my question is, do we have everything we need in the pseudocode here? The initializing need not be done manually. Fair enough. If we have everything we need to like theoretically, like all the steps we need to solve this problem, we can do the coding, because I feel like we're approaching that, maybe. But if we don't, we need to write it down. What do we think? No one's saying anything. I'm gonna take that as a, we've done it perfectly, Rufio. Let's move on. Silly girl. You think I should ask ChatGPT to write me a code to iterate on a string and store the occurrence of all chat characters to get the gist of hash map. No! We won't use ChatGPT. Not ChatGPT. Why would I do that when I have chat-driven development here? Alright, what was it? Is pangram string. Alright, let map or const map. Wait, how did they do the map object? Map? Like that? Is it let? I can never freaking do it right. I don't get the difference. Never do. I never know. I never understand and I never know. I should know it at this point, but I don't, and that's okay. Where did I have it? Hello? Where the heckaroony is the map? Ah, let map equals new map. Gotcha, gotcha. Map. Dora. Alright, so we've got our map, okay? Then we're gonna say string not too lowercase. Then we're going to say it has to be a new map? Why? I never did this before. I never done that. Thank you. This is why I have y'all helping me. Right. Because it's a class. Hi, Bard. How are you? This reminds me of let socket equal new socket. Okay. For loop, baby. I equals 0. The real question is, can Rufio remember this without looking it up? I is less than or equal to string.length. Maybe. You're good. My username immediately caught your eye. Rufio from Hook was your idol when you were a kid. That's where I got the name. My name is Ruth or Ruthie, and Rufio sounds pretty similar to that, and the coolest character in Hook, so Rufio. It's not that hard, but that doesn't mean that it can't be hard for some people. You know? Like, maybe this question isn't that hard. It actually is pretty hard for me. It's all subjective. Okay. Okay, so this character 2 lowercase thingamajiggy. It would be string I, right? Dot 2 lowercase. Ooh, wait a second. This seems redundant. 2 lowercase not equals string I 2 uppercase? Is this? I'll be honest, I don't understand this, but where's the let keyword for the loop? Wait, why would we need a let keyword for the loop? Same for you, actually. Your real name sounds super similar to Rufio, and he was the first kid actor you saw on the big screen who looked like you, so that's cool. That's awesome. What are we working on? Pinned to the top of chat is the Codewars problem we're working on. So we're checking to see if something is a pangram, which means all of the letters of the alphabet occur in the string once. We just finished pseudocoding, I think. And we're at the part that we were struggling with so long, which is we're trying to filter out basically all of the special characters and numbers, everything that isn't a letter. You've been coding since you're 13, and at this point you just don't remember most of the struggles. That must be nice. I started coding when I was 22, and now I'm 27. Would have been cool to be one of those kids who's been coding since they were 2 years old, you know? But you struggle every day, relatable. Right, so when we have this, it's saying we're making it 2 lowercase, and then this operator is doing what? I've seen this operator, I've done this operator, but I can't even brain what the heck it's doing. You started coding last year, still new to everything. Exactly. We got a mix in here. We got newbies, we've got people who've been coding for 5 million years, we've got the middle, not equal. Oops. Okay, so then we're saying that it's not equal to uppercase. So what the heck does that mean? What does that do? It's checking for a not exact type match. Explain like I'm 5. You've been coding since the mid-90s, always learning. Nice. New instance of a class equals an object. It's better to just say object to help others research it. So we're comparing, do I want to put the 2 lowercase above this? If I'm a letter, okay, if I'm letter Q, what is happening to letter Q in this? Is it pan-fried yet? It's sauteed, actually. Since string Q can be, and Q, and capital Q, it will be false. We don't... Oh, wait. Since a lowercase string Q can be a Q and a capital Q, it will be false, which means it won't be filtered out. So it's a letter. And do I need to be assigning this to anything? Or is this, we're just straight up filtering it out? We should probably actually reassign it because anything after this point will be a number, right? Like let num equals, right? And then if condition map.set character 1, it will give me true or false. Oh, so this would be a return. No, because we don't want it to return if it's, we don't want it to return this. And what does map.set do? What does .set do? Adds a new entry with a specified key and value, or updates it if it already exists. Well, I didn't know that was a thing. Why is it saying get down here when we're doing set? Okay, so it says new map.set string I. You do .get to by key to get the value. And then we could do map.set num, like that, right? Then we have it in the map, right? So we're done with the for loop. String I, so we don't need it. You're saying we don't need num, or we wrap this whole thing and we wrap like this. I think we're getting convoluted. I agree. I'm a little confused. This, I know that we explained this and I still don't understand it. So the num is Boolean, so we don't want to wrap it. String I. And why do we want to do the 1? String I1. Syntax key value. Oh, we're setting the value to 1. Okay, so we're saying that this is the key and this is the value. Okay, so it's filtered out all the special characters here. We just have letters. Then we're setting this as the key and this as the value. But then we want, but then we only want that to do the first iteration, because then there are other iterations it might occur again. 1 is just a placeholder. What are we doing with that first line in the loop? We are filtering out the special characters, apparently, and the numbers. Equal equals equal to and equal 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 is exactly equal to, type inclusive. Okay, and where are you saying that in reference to? How? That's going to return true or false, and then what? Well, it's not going to return anything, but I see your point. I see your point, but I don't... It's supposed to just get rid of it and then we can move on, maybe? Oh, you asked about not equals equals, which is the inverse of the type inclusive exactly equal to. You think there should be an if statement there? Gotcha. Okay. If... But we don't care. We don't... It's not going to return anything if this is the case. Oh, if it's true, we write the value in the map. Then we do this. Okay. And now we need to take into account if it happens again. In what world will the letter return true in that case? I don't know. I'm confused. I keep thinking I understand and then I don't. If, like Q, 2 lowercase is not equal to the uppercase one, when Rufio starts having short hair, you want me to cut my hair? Today you learned that listening to someone talk about code soothes your brain, even if you don't understand it. That's great! Do I have Node installed? Yes. You've been up over 24 hours, so you're beyond confused. You're waiting for the second wind of energy to keep you going. Wait, take care of yourself. Go to sleep. Can we set the string to lowercase before we get in the loop? We did have that, but I got rid of it, so yes. Okay. The string dot to lowercase. Do we just do regex? Then if string equals 2 lowercase. Then if string I equals 2 lowercase. Wait, but would that still filter out the numbers and the special characters? Your cat just had surgery and keeps getting out of his cone, so you have to stay up to watch him. Oh shit. So you're saying we could do this? String dot to lowercase. Can we whip out the chainsaw to open the cardboard box? Of course. Pull out the regex. Can I quickly summarize each line? Well, I can try. So we're making a map object where it will have a key value pairs, or it'll be able to. We're making everything lowercase because we want it to all be lowercase because the T still counts and we don't want it to be a separate value in the hash map. Then we're iterating through each letter or each character, and we're saying if that specific character, for example this T, is the same as that string when it's lowercase, then we're going to be moving forward. But what this does, like if this is the number 1 is the same as 1 2 lowercase, that will be false. So it should be getting rid of it, I think, because 1 doesn't have any cases. So this is making sure it's a letter, and then we set it. We say this is the key and this is the value. Thank you. A set might be a better data structure to use, as it's a collection of unique values. That actually does seem like a better thing to do. Shall we do that? Remember to use console log 2. Yes, you're right. 2 lowercase on line 15 does nothing because it returns a new value. Oh yeah, okay. You don't know anything about code, so you're just saying crazy things. Not true, Elvie. There's no way you don't know anything about code. No way. But I actually did like the set thing. Set. But it would be almost exactly the same, right? A reassigned string. Okay. Now let's return our true or false. So since it's a set, it's going to be getting rid of any extra duplicates. We don't particularly care about the uniqueness of the values in the map. We only care about the end length of it. So you're saying we should keep the map? But we do. We don't want duplicates. We don't want duplicates in the map. So how are we going to take that into account? We did oh, I did. You're right. I switched it from set. That's what happened. For loop needs to be this. You know, I have never been able to get it right. Never have. I don't know why. Sometimes I'll do it this way and then it's the opposite. It's always the opposite of whatever I pick. Let I. Oh yes, thank you. But so if we're not going to make this a set and make sure it's a unique value, then... Oh, but you're saying that doesn't matter because if it's longer than 26, then we're going to return false. However, if it's less than 26, we're also going to return false. Since we use the set method, it rewrites the old value with the new one. Okay, so are we out of our conditional or out of our loop? It's confusing. I is the index which starts at 0. String length starts at 1. No, if it's less than 26, we return false. Yeah. And if it's more than it, after the for loop, just return map.length not equals 26. Does map have a length property? You thought that was size. Now we could see. $25. Thank you. Undefined. Return. True, true, false, true. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yuck. Yep. Nope. Uh-oh. It's not a function. Map dot. No, use less than. Wait. What do you mean? I actually have the Quokka plugin. I've never known how to use it though. It's... No, nope, not that either. Nope. Nope. Wrong. You just got here, but wouldn't it be easier to build the map first of values you need and then just loop over and check to see if they match the characters and remove them? Less room for weird edge cases. We were gonna do something kind of like that, but then we didn't. So, I don't know. It probably would be easier, but I think it was like we didn't want to like make a big object that had all the stuff already. I don't know. Regardless, this does not work. Could we say else if, or should we do an if outside of the for loop? If map.length is greater than and less than 20, you can't do that, that's not 26 and or less than 26 or whatever, I don't know. Return false, else return true. It didn't like this. Oops, sorry baby. Didn't like that. And it doesn't like it. How rude. Oh, we have to put map.length again. Gotcha. Oh. Wrong. Not again. Not again, long. How is that possible? It's not. It's wrong. Thank you. Thank you, it's wrong. I love 6 Qs. I love them. Thank you. So we don't like this. You're saying we could try maybe an or? I don't know if that will change a dang thing. Did not change a dang thing. Shouldn't it be equal to 26? Oh. Let's try. Equals 26. True. Else false. Oh. Did we fuck up big time? Not equal to 26? We did that initially, it didn't work out for us. Can just return it. Yeah, but I think we made a big ass loop or something. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's fucking up. What if we do it in here? Rude. Run.js. Run.js is making an update. It's making an update. That's what Quokka does, right? Isn't that what we were saying, Quokka? See, look, I have it, Quokka. But I don't know how to use it. Thank you. Return keyword is missing. So this is... It has the return keyword. That was not what we had been working from. Sorry. That's what it should look like now. remove if. But how are we gonna do the map length thing? Okay. Could you be any slower? Run.js? Run.js? Oh, surprise. No. No. Wrong. Wrong. Fault. Also, the string I where you write into map should be string 2 lowercase. But we already did this. So why would we need to do that? Didn't change much. You think it's map.size? Yeah, I tried size. It didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. It hates us. Are we setting it right? Probably not. I mean, clearly something's wrong. Can you log the map before the return? Log map. All right, wait a second. 27. Oh, because it didn't get rid of the freaking spaces. Grumble, grumble, grumble. It's what we tried to get rid of. Less than instead of equal. Same answer. So how do we get rid of the spaces? Or we could say else if string I. No, wait. How do we get rid of the spaces? What the heck did I just do? What was that? If only there was a way, regex. We are dying on this hill. And I do mean dying. Want the solution? No, I don't want it. I don't want the solution. What about charcode at? I have charcode at up here somewhere, but Jesus. There, see? But what does charcode at do for us? String that replace, maybe? Dot replace. I don't think that did literally anything. It's a regex method. So are we saying that charcode at charcode at space space 212? See ya, Pumpkin. Thanks for your help. No. What's the goal of this exercise? It is to return a Boolean value to see if the given input string is a pangram, which means it has each letter of the alphabet once. No more, no less. Not including special characters or numbers. And the special characters is where we're fucking up right now, so that's cool. To uppercase. That didn't change anything. Why would we only do one? Because then it just gives us one. See? One. Yeah, it just gives us one. So we can't do that. That did work. That did work. But this is wrong. So what is this last one giving us? We're still getting the freaking special characters. I've been stung for so long, but we're gonna have to use regex. Okay. I'm losing my mind. If you use charcode, you can find the value of A and Z, and any number between those two is a valid lowercase level. Letter. No, that was really bad when we did that. All right, babes. So tired. Bring in the regex. Bring it in. Where do we put it? Does map let you compare with other maps? I don't even know. You won this time, regex. Regex. Writer. I will look at yours, Olex, after we solve it. Match an email. Isn't there a website? There we go. I feel weak. Weak! Yes, maybe. I don't know. I probably should have been reading this. Okay. I just want to... I'm mad. No, you help me. Regex cheat sheet. There's a way without regex. You can't do this to me. I'm getting yanked back and forth. I'm dying. It seems like you could convert all characters to upper or lower, strip out special character, then loop, do substring, check. Yeah, so we were trying to strip out the special characters. That's the issue. That is the issue. Matches any character that's not a digit? This one? AZ. But what about like a... I guess what I should ask is, something Lark brought up earlier is an enye, like an N with a tilde over it. Also, where are we putting this thing? Are we doing... Is this like a filter? Apparently this problem doesn't care about other alphabets other than English. RIP. So how do I write regex? If you created an alphabet string variable and a letter array, could you not iterate through your string, see if the character is included in the alphabet, and if so, push it to that and either check the array length or the end increment account? Or are you being silly? Yeah, so to begin with, Pumpkin suggested that we make another object that already had all of the letters in it, and then it was like, if it's a matchy, then that works out for us and we can do it that way. And we decided not to do it that way. So... Thanks, Ternarian. I was lazy. My heart is done at this point. Uh-oh. Wait. This doesn't get rid of the spaces. Stop it. This looks weird. Isn't there a way we could also do spaces in this thing? Cyrillic panagrams? No, it can't be. It's much easier to start with the characters you care about than writing logic to remove the ones you don't. Wait, can we put spaces in this thing? It preserves spaces. We don't want to preserve spaces because if we get rid of this, then we have the spaces and we want to not have the spaces. We don't want to preserve spaces. Getting rid of spaces in regex. No, it's not though. See, look. It's not. Sadly not A-okay. Yeah, I see. This one, right? That's what it is? No, wait. Replaces T with a space. Replaces T with a space. Remove Z. Where? You start talking to Rubber Duck, explain the code line by line. We'll get there. I'm just trying to get rid of specifically the spaces. Because it works if we want to do the replace all, but it seems like we should be able to put it all in one, right? Okay. Not easy09. Wait, just wanted to test this. What if we do like 6, 6? Okay. Hi, Peter. We're working on a coding challenge which is at the top of pinned at the top of chat. We're trying to make sure something is a pangram. If it's not, we're returning false values. If it is, we return true. And we were trying to get rid of special characters, which has been our bane of our existence for the past hour. We were trying not to use regex, and here we are using regex. This one does work though. This one that Ternarian gave me. Even when I put in numbers into this bottom one. I think. Yep. You never quite learned regex. Me neither. Me neither. Your original string I, 2 lowercase, string to uppercase does work. So why didn't it work then? Coding exercise or sadness generator? Not sadness generator. Like, oh, my chest is so heavy generator. Why isn't this silly thing working? Despondence generator? Despondence generator. We're so tired inside, guys. You thought you were coming here for a fun time? No! You were coming here to suffer. To suffer. Alright, let's see if this beautiful... I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not losing my mind. I'm okay. Okay. Inner peace. I'm so angry. What failed? What failed, my sweet? Why the fuck did you fail? Commas? is because of commas? Is it? Or is it not a requirement to use regex? It is not a requirement to use it. We were just trying not to because we voted not to, and then... Yeah. Let's all take a deep breath before we throw our keyboards out the window. Valid veto, and then we didn't follow it. And now look where we are. Expected false to equal true. Oh. Wait a second. This would be a true. True. Regardless... Wait. Yeah. Because it has each of the letters. Say, what are you returning, mate? What is the... It's returning a fucking 6? And a 3? Why is that? Why is that? I want to be the first one who makes regex work. I didn't want regex. You tried it the way you suggested a few minutes ago, and it worked the first time. Well... Remove the 0 from 9. Oh, I have to sneeze. Not going to sneeze. We did it. But is it a hollow victory? I want to like flop onto my desk. Okay. I just want to know, am I the only one losing their mind here? Is it just me? Am I the only person whose mind is just like shot? My mind is shot. We did it. We learned some regex today. Did we? Because, I'll be honest, I didn't learn anything from that regex. I just know it did stuff. Alright, let's look at Olex's beautiful paste bin. Okay. So, we take in a string. We make a map. Then we reassign the string to be lowercase. Didn't we do this though? For let s of string, if s is not equal to uppercase, wait, if it's not equal to s dot uppercase, then set it and return it. Didn't we try to do that? Highlight. Willkommen. We've been scarred by regex. Yes, I have like a scar straight where my heart should be. Y'all, this music cannot be DMC free. There's no way. This is Ori. There's no way. I'm so sus. No way. There's no way. Video game music isn't DMCA free. I don't trust it. Watch this whole stream be flagged because I had video game music playing in the background. Alright, we're playing different music. I'm so sus. I'm so sus. Alright. You're thinking of getting an office mouse. Mouse or like rodent? Wait, one of those cool 1,000-kilogram mice with all those cool buttons. What? What is that? Wait, so how come when we did this earlier it didn't freaking work? What is the difference? An office mouse. What the heck is an office mouse? Office mouse? Like a mouse? What is an office mouse? You don't remember my code? Right here. Oh, you mean earlier? Yeah, I don't know. I'm defeated. I'm defeated. A mouse that's for the office. This Logitech mouse is a brick? It's ergonomic. It's ergonomic. Wow. Any other solutions y'all want to look at for this problem? What a freaking problem. Every time we do regex, not regex. Every time we do a 6Q, it becomes the bane of my existence. Time to learn some Haskell? You can't make me. Let's do a 1Q. It should be easy now. Barely an inconvenience. 6Q is always the bane of your existence. How satisfied are we with this kata? Okay, do we say it's a good kata or do we let our bitterness show? None. I'm furious with this kata. Stupid regex. More expensive mouse means more serious coding. Should be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Exactly. You cry every time you try a 6Q. Not gonna lie, I had some tears of frustration coming out of my eyes. So now it's time for a 4 kata? No. No. No, you can't make me. Sorry, Rufio, we weren't trying to be mean. You're more shocked the idea you're playing your hours worked. No, I wasn't taking it as mean. I would love to look at it if you want to post it again. It's lost in the sauce now. Ryan George is in chat right now. I used to have some sound alerts of pitch meetings, but my sound alert's broke and I haven't fixed them yet, so. Here's the thing, you have a gift card. That's the motivating factor. Then freaking do that thing. Buy it. Do it. No other solutions? Guildenstern, I'm happy to look at yours. They start to be hard only on kata 3. You know what? You know what? You know what? Wrong. Or I guess right for you, but wrong for me. You just hit freaking 6 kata and I just rip. Dead forever. Alright. Let's look at John's. John's, here, wait. We're gonna look at it in a place where it wraps. Sorry. Okay, so lower the string to lowercase, then let alpha be a new map. Then you take all of the English letter alphabet, split it. Why isn't this freaking... Oh, it is wrapping. For each character, set the character as true. Or set it, and then have the character, which is the letter, I assume, and the value is true. Interesting. For loop. Then we have the letter in the lower string, which is lowercase. If the alpha has the letter already in it as it's a map, then delete it. And then return it if the size equals 0. Very elegant. Very elegant. All right. Gilden's turns. You take in the alphabet, you make a letter array and a count B0. Then you make the string 2 lowercase. You make a string array, which you split up your lowercase string. Okay. Okay. Then we make a for loop and iterate through it to the end of it. And then we make character each particular, we iterate through it, but character will be something we can grab. Then we say if the alphabet includes the character and the letter array doesn't include it because it's empty, then we push the character to it and then increment the count. And then return it if count is 26. There seem to be a lot of variables here. I think it's good, but there are so many variables that I feel like I can't quite keep track of what's where. But I'm glad it works for you. And you used arrays. The count, we didn't return the count plus plus, we returned it if the count was 26, which would make it true, I think. Return it if count is 26. Dunkel says, you're glad I'm back. Am I going back into software dev? Eventually. I don't know. I'm like not crazy motivated right now, and I think it's because there's a lot I feel like I need to do, and it's very, what's it called? Intimidating. Like, if I want to get a job, I need to be studying behavioral questions. I need to be studying technical questions. I need to be coding a lot and making projects and making sure I know how to code. And I need to be understanding the code. Like, there's a lot of code that I just, like, back end is, like, I just never, it doesn't make any sense to me, you know? There's so much to know and to do before I'm getting another job in tech that it's just easier not to do it, especially since, like, I have a job right now. I don't know if that makes sense, but yes, eventually I'd like to get back into it, especially since it earns more money and it is my chosen career field. Any other ones we want to look at? Follow my heart. What type of job am I doing now? I'm a property manager, so I am managing like 22 units. And, you know, if there's ever any repairs, I'm the one who arranges that or does it. And I pay bills, you know, coordinate with the owners and the tenants, things like that. So it was literally just a first pass because you had this on the background and went, huh, could you do X? And then just wrote it down straight from brain to page. That's awesome. How long did it take you then? You have one? Wait, what do you have? Sorry. I like will check chat later than I talk, and then I'd like lose track. At the moment, I'm far from what you would expect to be a junior. I'm very flattered. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm very good at coding. And like, why would you hire me if I'm not very good at coding, you know? And I think some of the insecurity comes from like being laid off from my last job, which I think came from being obviously like a junior in a junior role, but they didn't want a junior. And so I'm afraid of not doing enough, you know? If you love what you're doing now, I think it's fine. I don't. I don't love it. But I am not broke, you know, I'm making money and I have somewhere I'm living, and so like my basic needs are taken care of. You think since I did 100 devs before, try doing the crash courses And if you feel you need more background, then supplement. And maybe redo 100 projects afterwards. You don't think that I have to put myself through the entirety of 100 devs again. Yeah. So the thing is, what I realized is I never did... For those of you who don't know, 100 Devs is a full stack JavaScript bootcamp / agency that I did to get into tech in 2020. And there are the classes, there's the things, the resources that you read, and then like the projects you make. And I never read the stuff and I never did the projects except for front end. So that's where, like, once JavaScript came out, I didn't do any of it. And that's why I wanted to go back through the classes, because like dog, like you never, I never did them. I don't know how to do them. A solution? Just drop the solution, drop the link in chat. 2 minutes to do that, Guildenstern? That's wild. Here we were for like an hour and a half. I should start a series where I tackle each aspect of trying to get prepared to be back in tech. It would be very helpful because you're in the same position. Like doing the, like, interview problems, practice interviewing, learning back end, learning front end, like that. I'm a good coder? Nope. Nope. Senior devs also feel like they're not good at coding either. Cut yourself some slack. Wow. You're at school doing... Wait, what's SOE or SWE? You're looking for an internship and I've applied for 90 jobs so far. Software engineering, Peter? Huntober starts today for 100 devs. Yeah, there you go. The link for 100 devs is in chat. 13 rejections. You're cooked. No. Full stack is too much for a junior, but everything is full stack nowadays. Will I be participating in Huntober that starts today? All right. So, again, for those of you who don't know 100 devs, 100 devs is doing something called Huntober, which tries to prep you for the job market. Would be very helpful for you, Peter, specifically, and anyone else looking for a job. But basically, in the Discord, I think if you do ! Discord, it will bring the 100 devs Discord up. But every day at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, they do a, what's it called? Like a huddle where they'll talk about like things to do to get a job, or also like help, like the community, helping community. There are lots of things you can do to try and get a job in tech, but like specifically like doing behavioral questions, doing technical questions, and having like a good resume. And if you haven't like tapped into like 100 devs resources on that, I would really recommend it. Let me see if the Banky questions, if I have a, there you go. So the Banky questions are right there in chat. Check that out. Answer all of them. Get really good at them. If you want to tap into some of the other resources, I would really recommend following along on Huntober and into 100 devs. I can also drop you some, if you whisper me, I can give you the videos that the teacher Leon has done on those topics. So, all right. In that case, since I never did the classes, doing the backend classes would be very good. Yeah, I think so. Many people don't need pro coding. People need someone for very basic sites. Yeah, I don't even know how like capable I am at like basic sites. I tried to do a photography portfolio for my cousin earlier this year, and I couldn't get my brain to do it. I don't know what was wrong with me. And I was trying to use like Strappy, and then I tried to use like Gatsby, and I don't know. I was trying to do a CMS. Okay, here's Ternarians. Let me see it. Uh-oh, I think it's empty. If you do a, what was the, if you do a, why is this not showing up, I wonder? If you do a, put it in a, try the JavaScript tab. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we take in a string, and then we reassign it with our beautiful regex, where we're getting rid of our special characters. So I had to get rid of the 0 to 9. How come yours works with it? And then we make it 2 lowercase. We do a for loop where we take s of, why are we doing string 2 lowercase right here? Why are you doing that? And then doing it again. If that, and you get the index of s, what the heck Rooney is that? Is not equal to, wait, what is this line saying to me? Not equals. Did we solve the problem? We did. I will show it to you in a second. We're walking through Ternarian's one. This is what mine looks like, by the way. We did do regex though. You think that I can do it, but TBH, you're also trying to find a job in software engineering soon, and most of the time you have to keep telling yourself that you can do it even if things look bleak. It's a mindset game. If you think you can, then you can. I think that's true. So when I got my first job in software engineering, I was on the job hunt for 11 months. And I ended up getting it through networking because one of my mods here, Vantaboard, watched my stream and went to bat for me and her company, and then I got a job at her company, and then I didn't even have to actually interview for that role. I just basically had it because she had hyped me up so freaking hard. But it took me 11 months to get there. Yes, it is regex. I gave in. I had a mental breakdown over it. It was regex and I cried. We gave in. Regex makes all of us cry. But Ternarian, what is happening on this line? On line 4? Line 4 just checks to see if there's more than one instance of the character. So a string to lowercase, getting the index of s, and then the last index. So if they're not equal, return false. If the index matches, return false. If the first index is different from the last index, then there's more than one. If the first index is different from the last index, then there's more than one. Oh, interesting. Index of here is redundant. Interesting. Real question, is me saying interesting a cop-out? I'm like, I vaguely understand. Interesting. Very nice. And interesting. Alright, let's see this super simple thing. Return a new set where you put it to lowercase and then what is this regex doing? Interesting, Rufio. Very interesting. Fascinating. That's what all the smart people say. When you want to sound like a smart person, you're like, fascinating, and then repeat a little bit of what they say. So if they're like, formal Indonesian is quite different from informal Indonesian in that, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, interesting. And what is formal Indonesian like? And they're like, I see you've been listening. And then they'll go off. It removes everything that is not lowercase letters. Oh. And then you get the size and return it if it's 26. Gotcha. And then Sloop said, you return string to lowercase, returns the same value if it's a number or a punctuation, aka not a letter. The same for two uppercase. If it's a letter, it will return lowercase and the uppercase which don't match. Okay. Okay, interesting. Or to say, I concur repeatedly with your hand on your chin as if you're pondering intensely. Huh, I concur. Indeed, I am in agreement with that statement. Fascinating, Rufio, yes. I understand all Indonesian, undoubtedly. You didn't explain that well. I mean, you didn't not explain it well. I am at the end of my, like, comprehension rope, though. Like, it's not you, it's me. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Quite fascinating, yes. Oh my, yes, yes, quite. Indubitably. Indubitably, my genteel folk. You know how I know I'm a millennial? Well, I think Gen Z does it too. I'm a zillenial. All of this. I'm the only person in my family who does it. Is it because I think I'm cool? Probably. It's not you, it's me. Okay, here's my stretch. Thanks, Lark. Wow, that actually feels really good. What the heck? I think I would just pop my back. Thank you. You're a millennial too? So I'm 97, which apparently is the year that Gen Z starts, but I had a lot of older siblings, so I identify more with millennials, and also it's all subjective anyway, so I think I identify with the millennials. I don't know. Indubitably delicious. Excellent, excellent. 10 out of 10. I know you said that cracked me up, but it's definitely spelled craked me up, and I like it. That craked me up, bro. How is craked spelled in English? I think it's C-R-A-K. I definitely have more of a millennial vibe than Gen Z. And what distinguishes me? I definitely don't have, I think it's Gen Alpha humor, which is like absurdist and doesn't make any sense. And that's why it's funny, but it's not funny to me because I don't get it. I don't know. Gen Alpha is crazy. I mean, I would be crazy too if I was Gen Alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world they're living in, they're growing up in, those kids got so screwed by the pandemic. Am I on TikTok more versus Instagram Reels? No, I don't have TikTok. I never did it. I do have Instagram though. I've been doing 20 minutes a day though, limitation, and I've been following it pretty good. R to lowercase returns R to uppercase. Wait a second. TikTok is craking brain rot. You know what we didn't even do? We didn't even push this, but wait, I wanted to look at this. Wait a second. Okay, so R to lowercase returns R. Okay. R to uppercase returns R. 4 to lowercase returns 4. 4 to uppercase returns 4. So if they're equal, it's not a letter. And if they are, they're the same letter. I do think I actually understand that. Thank you. You only check my art Insta and whatever bird videos your brother sends you. You use TikTok instead or something else? No TikTok means millennial certified. Next millennial test is what your thoughts on Harry Potter are. Not the author, just the book series. They were my childhood. I loved them. Not the author, but I think that does cement me, doesn't it? But then I grew up. I got a touch screen phone when I was 16, which was later than other people did. See ya, Sloop. Thanks for the help. I'm a millennial. Rip. No, not rip. I think I actually would prefer to be a millennial. I identify more that way. But I wish I understood what the kids were going on about. It would be nice to understand it. You know, I remember when I stopped understanding slang. Millennials are cool, right? I wouldn't say that, but you got your first smartphone at 16, but you had PC. Wait, are you a millennial, Olex? Ah, thank you for the stretch round. Oh, wait. You know what? We're gonna stretch our legs this time, okay? You can't see it, but... Ow. That was good. Also, I must have done some level of workout yesterday. You're Gen Z, and you got your first smartphone at 16. Do you like Harry Potter? Or what was the other qualification? Oh, do you have TikTok? My older siblings have TikTok. Or some of them. You got your first smartphone at 16 too, and what generation are you part of? Okay, we were gonna push this baby, y'all. Git status, git add, git commit, and we're backdating, okay? So dash date equals 2025 07 04. This is a 4th of July type of thing. We did this on the 4th of July. Today's the 4th of July. Thank you. And let's make a message. Add coding challenge for 4th of July 2025. And then git push. Yes, happy birthday, America. Yes, America. Birthday. This is the 4th of July. You don't have TikTok or any social media? What? How? Alright, look, nothing here. Oh, sorry. Nothing. Fuck it. It already did it. I didn't even reload this page. Well, there it is. Are we backdating? Yes, we just did it. Wasn't that beautiful? So easy. Barely an inconvenience. Where the fuck is the 4th of July? Oh, there it is. Okay. If you don't know the song Killing Me Softly with his song, you probably aren't a millennial. Are you telling me that the majority of the people in that karaoke room weren't millennials? Inside this young boy, me, lives an old man. Yes, you know this can sound strange. Yeah, I got Facebook when I was like 11. And I have all these horrific posts. I straight up have a post where I'm like, my friend told me something. Then I took a picture with my webcam and I did this. And then I posted it on Facebook. And I was like, this is for friend. Only you know why. Like... And then dear sweet Facebook brought up, it's like, here's a memory for you. And I was like, oh my god. Okay. You had Facebook at 10 or 11 years old too? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find the post just so I can like horrify my past self and show it to a bunch of people and be like, look at this. I didn't think it was bad at all. I also lip synced a video on webcam. What was the it was an Enrique Iglesias song. Oh, Hero, you know, I can be your hero, baby. And I made it for Valentine's Day for my bird. For my pet bird. Where I'm like lip syncing and I'm like looking very seriously at the camera. I'm like, I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I'm like 13. I wish I had that video because I made it. I shared it to my family and then I was horrified and they were all like, wow, what a fucking video, Rufio. And I was like, please. I don't know why I did it except for my overwhelming love for my bird. You had no clue. You're a millennial and shocked people in the karaoke room were saying, what song is this? It's also in a movie. It's like in a movie I watched with Hugh Grant. It's a big part of that movie, actually. Facebook did a good thing. It reminded to hide that post. Part of you is happy you weren't super social when you're younger, so you don't have to experience the daily cringe of what you were like when you were younger. But then at the same time, it brings you like a horrific sense of like horrified joy. Like, oh my God, why did I do that? That's fucking funny though. Like, Perky Bird. Wow, Lark remembers my bird's name. Perky Bird. Yeah, it is what it is. But I got Facebook when I was like 10 or 11, and then I got Instagram when I was like 16, and I got Twitter when I was 22 because of 100 devs. My Twitter's gone, but yeah, when TikTok came out, people were like, "You're selling China your data," and I was like, "I'm not selling any data," and so I didn't do it. You get enough cringe over the things you do these days. You don't think you can handle past me cringe. Just wait till you decide to start streaming and then you're making timestamps and editing your videos and you're like, why did I say that? Why did I make that face? Why do I talk like that? Please stop. Why do I say like so much? Please stop saying the word so, Rufio. You just have to deal with it, I guess. I just have to deal with it. It's okay. I'm gonna watch this part of the video, and I'm gonna be like, why did you tell him that, Rufio? Life hack, just don't cringe at yourself. Don't make weird faces that will then be immortalized as thumbnails forever. If y'all have seen my YouTube videos, I literally will go through the stream, find the weirdest face that I make, I'll put it on the thumbnail. I think it's funny, it brings me joy. But it is a little cringe. I'm like, you really made that face. Let's make you suffer with it. I have them like screenshotted on my computer. You hate the sound of your voice, TBH. If you streamed, you could never rewatch them. You could do a voice modulator. What about that? Or not talk. The thing is, people like it when you talk when you stream. If you don't talk when you stream, then you're a little boring. Just a little bit. A little boring. Just make grunting noises. Throwback to when we were monkeys. Maybe if you change your entire facial structure and use a voice modulator like Batman, then you could do it. No, like, nah, do the anime people, the VTubers with voice modulator. Personal growth usually involves a little discomfort. That's true. I feel like I've learned a lot, streaming. Like, would recommend if anyone feels inclined or has the ability to do it. Just make not working code unhappy noises. Make this face just... I'm making a lot of good screenshots for this future VOD. Clip it, do it. Do it. Do it. Make her suffer. Hi, future Rufio. Everyone say hi, Rufio. You made yourself cringe. It's kind of meta of us, isn't it? All right, we gotta wrap this up because I never did eat breakfast and I also have to go to the bathroom. So we want to raid someone. We want to raid someone with less than 5 viewers. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know. Otherwise, I will just be looking through the people. I also want them to be talking. This person's learning C++ as a beginner. Okay, I gotta turn off the music though, because you guys are gonna hear. It's basically you during work meetings when someone asks, how's the progress on your task? Okay, is this person talking? Yes. Oh my gosh, and they have no followers. We could be the first followers. Will I eat an apple with walnuts like I suggested last time? No, I think either I'm gonna make some eggs and sausage or I'm going to eat some cheese sticks with salami. Real question, would we overwhelm a very baby... We would probably really overwhelm a baby streamer, right? There are 48 of us here. But this person is talking and learning C++ and has 0 followers and we could do it. What do we think? Oh wait, they've got someone watching that isn't me. 1 person. Let's go. Let's traumatize someone. Cheese sticks with salami is always a good part of a balanced diet. I try so hard. Do it. Well, poor person. Okay, we can turn back the music. I don't think the music is playing though. As we prepare to raid them. Do it. All right, thanks for hanging out today. Let me know what time you liked better, but next week we're probably going to be doing this in my evening, which will be in the middle of the night for like people in the Eastern Hemisphere. But I'm planning on switching off week by week so we can make it accessible to everyone. But other than that, thanks for hanging out. I had a good time besides losing my mind over that second problem. We should have just used regex. I won't forget about you. I'm planning on doing 2 weeks from now, one in the morning that will align better with European time. Okay, let's go give the baby streamer some love. Hopefully we don't crash their stream or anything. We'll see. All right, bye now.